I don't even know. I've just plugged the audio. I just plugged this in. I don't even know. Is that actually better? I'm guessing if it's a wired connection rather than wireless, then it's gonna. Hallelujah! Sick. Hello, I'm here. I'm present. Pro streamer. I thought that said prostate. Finally, awesome. I don't know why I put the headphones in because I don't. I mean, I've got them in because of the microphone. But I mean, it's good that you can hear me all right because sometimes with the microphone and stuff, I don't know what. Because you see that with the turtle headphones, bloody hell. The turtle headphones with the mic, obviously the directional. Like, in fact, I have got my vloggers mic somewhere, but it won't work with this because this is my computer. So, tell me when to wear it off, can't you? What software do I use for streaming? I use Melon. So Melon is the reason I use Melon specifically is because I don't have a PC. I've got a Chromebook. So when you've got Bluetooth, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth nightmare. So hang on, hello, Katie. There's two Katies. Awesome. We've got Classy K and Milk Tea. So I'm gonna go off Tea and K or something. Tea and coffee. There we go. Show on screen. Right. I've got a question. I can put questions up. I feel so professional right now. What software do I use for streaming? So I'm currently using Melon app, which is melonapp.com. And I do this because I don't know about, I've not looked into OBS, but I don't have, because I've got a Chromebook, it's not Windows or Mac. So I have to stream through the web basically. But the advantage of doing this with Melon is that I can also stream with my phone, or I can stream with anything with a screen that takes web access. So in theory, I could stream my television because it's got a web browser. So it doesn't need the camera per se, because I can hide the camera on the stream. It just needs to push the screen view out, the screen sharing. So in theory, I can do that. You can do it anywhere basically, which is good. That's what I wanted it for, because I'm used to things being in the cloud now. And also, like, if I wanted a second camera on my phone, I could stream a second camera. So let's say I'm doing a live stream on, which I'm going to do at some point, the Lego Fender build. I can set my Melon app up on here as well and be a guest, and I can stream. It's kind of like a workaround multi-stream, but I could have a second camera up there, or like a top-down camera, and then I could duet as duet guests on the live stream and do it that way. So I'm using Melon app, but I'll pop it in here. I've got a link somewhere for it actually. In fact, I'm in the app now. So yeah, for streaming, I'm using Melon app. I'm streaming at the moment to. This is streaming to Twitch, and it's streaming to YouTube, and it's streaming to Facebook group, which is a private group. So if anybody's not in the private group, you can join that, because I'd set that one up because for people that didn't want to be in the Discord, because there's going to be some older people coming in that don't use Discord and don't, and there's a couple of people that don't use it anyway. And if you're in the private, because I've got a public Facebook page and then a private Facebook group. So the private Facebook group is a bit like the Discord essentially, but it'll be a lot more censored because Facebook. So like I said, I'm just experimenting at the moment. Yeah. It's good. It's good software. Okay, I tried to live stream this the other day, screen share it, but I think John was on the thing, and it just went weird because it was like meta, like it was like a never-ending mirror thing. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my referral code. Hang on, I'll just copy the referral link. There we go. You just have a look at it anyway and see. It's got my real name in it. I don't care. There we go. So yeah, just have a look at that and see what you think of it. I don't know if it's free. I don't know if it's like completely free, but you can look at it and stuff. So you've got that. I'm using, for streaming, I'm just using that. I've got my equipment as well. So I'm using a Chromebook, which obviously I can't show you because I'm on it. And then I've got another screen set up here, which again I can't really flip it around. There's my screen. So my other screen, my second screen, is actually, I got it dirt cheap because where I used to live, there was a lady on the estate selling it because she'd been widowed. But they'd had this just lying around for a couple of years, this screen. And I just bought it for 20 quid. And I didn't realize, I Googled it, and it was a £400 screen. I was like, so yeah, obviously her husband had bought it as a business expense. So yeah, I got a bargain on that screen. And I've got these Sony's, which I got some decent ones because I needed just generally focusing, neurodivergent, all that. I got offered some on Access to Work, but they were just cheap ones from Curry's. I wish they worked for Carphone, so I know how bad they were, so I didn't bother buying them. But I got these just out my own business expense, so because I need them. And then I've got this little Rode Vloggers kit, which is brilliant. There's a little mic for it that I use with the phone, but I need to send it back because the light that I got with it isn't working. It comes with a little light box on top, but the light box just isn't turning on. It's not holding charge, and it's just not turning. I don't know what's happening with it, but it's not holding charge. I think it's the battery. And then I've got 2 lights. So I've got this one here, this softbox, which is like 50 quid on eBay, and then this selfie ring light thing. So it's all on my phone. The only thing I haven't, so obviously with this being my job and it's all work equipment, basically what you do is you offset your expenses. So when I've had income coming in my revenue stream before, because obviously I haven't got any income coming in now because I'm got any clients, but when I bought this equipment, I was writing for an agency. So my money would come in, and then I bought all this to help me build and build and build and build. So yeah, second monitor is great. Yeah, I had 3 monitors in the old house, but because I'm not writing, it's overkill. I don't need it. I used to use writing, so I used to have one for research. I used to have my schedule on one, but I had it as a 16:9 screen like that. I had it as a vertical screen like that, and then I had the writing screen, which is what I'm looking at now, the Chromebook, and then I had the spare screen, that one, which was, what did I have on that? Oh, that was a research and stuff like that, and what I'm reading, like quoting and referencing and stuff. So, but I've got loads of, like I say, for anybody who's needing help and stuff, I've got loads of support stuff for it. So yes, I hope that's answered your question, because I waffled on a bit there. Yeah, that's all I've got streaming wise. But you don't need a lot. You don't actually need a lot, really. I reckon I probably, once I know what's going on with me issues and stuff, I reckon you could probably stream on a cheaper setup. But like a lot of people have said, getting a good camera and all the rest of it is key, really. I'm kind of glad I got this Pixel Book, because I never planned on streaming. It was never ever in the business plan. It's only just because TikTok took off and it's gone really well. But I got lucky because this is actually a 4K screen and a 1080p webcam, whereas most of the Chromebooks, are 720p webcams. So don't think I need anything else. When you can afford it, you just want to be honest. Yeah. How is the Zoe going? Oh, Ivan, hello. Yes, good, thank you. I'm all right. I'm not bad. How are you? The Zoe is going well. I'm going to put that one up next. So this is AMA, right? Show on stream. I didn't know you had Twitch. Yes. How is the Zoe? The Zoe's going very well. Oh, it's going very well. I hit a speed bump the other day, last week, 2 weeks ago, and now it squeaks when I turn. And I know for a fact it was because I went over the speed bump too fast. I know for a fact that's what it was. So I'm a little bit apprehensive of whether it's going to cost me a lot of money to repair or not. It doesn't sound like anything's broken. It doesn't sound like anything's like wrecked. Yes, definitely be for coffee. Absolutely. At some point, we're getting there. We're getting there. Life is getting back on track. Like I say, I've been on TikTok a lot recently. So this is kind of the next step now, doing all this sort of stuff. Yeah, it's knocked something with I don't know if it's the wheel axle or what, but something's knocked anyway. So yeah, I'm getting there. I'm getting back on my feet now. It's just, yes, the Zoe is a car. Sorry, yes, Zoe is. Let's test the screen sharing. I'm gonna just educate. Where's my screen share? Hang on, here we go. I'll get that up. I'm going to, just for the purposes of bants, share my screen. Share screen. Yeah, definitely need a break. 100%. There you go. Renault Zoe. So for the uninitiated, this is an electric car. So my car plugged into the mains. And I had an electric car for about, I'm going to tell my story actually, because I don't think Katie knows this story. I know Ivan's heard it 100 times, and everybody else has heard it 100 times. I owned an electric car from October 2019 until, thanks, John. So I had an electric car from October 2019 until, in fact, let me move this up here. It's going to work if I move it up here. Yeah, I can see what I'm doing now. I can see the screen. I can see everything. Right. So what I originally had was one of these. I had it in the red, not that one. And it was a 22 kilowatt, and it did about 60 miles on a charge. And I have to charge it up again. I loved it. It was an amazing car. And I only sold it because I lost my license, because they took my license off me with a clerical error. So the DVLA took my license away because of a tick box mistake. So my psych, when declared my ADHD, my psych had read it correctly, and sorry, he ticked it correctly. Well, I'm going to pop myself down in this corner. Ticked it correctly, and then whoever was at the DVLA had just looked at it and gone there, and then said I couldn't drive. So it was 6 months and threatened to take him to court and everything. So I didn't have a car, and that was horrible. And then me and my ex separated, and all hell broke loose. And I joined TikTok, and now I'm doing this. So to be fair, you could argue if I hadn't lost my license, I wouldn't be doing this. So, but then I got my license back, so now I have that other car, the Zoe, which goes much further, just twice the range. They are definitely getting more accessible. There is a channel, actually. I don't know, Ivan. I don't know if you're following it. There's a guy, I've forgotten his name now. I posted it on LinkedIn, actually. It was what's his name? Do you know which one I mean, Ivan? It's the guy in the wheelchair. And he goes around electric car stations and tests how accessible they are and stuff. And some of them are fine, and some of them are just horrendous. They're awful. You have to get provisional. Worry about forms. Yeah, forms are a nightmare. But you can, Katie, get help with the forms. I don't know, with it being a personal thing rather than a work thing, I'm not entirely sure on the procedure behind getting the right support. I need to look into it myself because I need to reapply for PIP. I need to reapply for possibly universal credit because I come off it for a couple of months and I'm now not making any money, so I might need to go back on it again, depending on how many clients I can get because I'm past my thing. That's for another day, that one. Who else we got in here? I've got, let's look back, yeah. Right. Oh, let me find him. Yes, it gives lots of W's in his name, in his channel. Yes, that's all, thank you. Yeah, it's a really good channel, that one. So yeah, I love my Zoe. My Zoe is very good. So this was my baby. I sold this and then paid off some debts with it, and not that it really touched the sides. And then I had to get my car, and I couldn't get a car on finance apart from one. So I got me Zoe. Yes, I'm also support ready to be a local advocate, but I'd love to open an in-between support organisation. Yeah, 100%. That's to be honest, the in-between support organisation, okay, is what I'm trying to do with work in a way with the self-employed thing. I mean, I'm focusing on self-employed because I think there's a lot of people trying to do the get back into work thing, but there's nobody focusing on the mentorship side of it because even though I'm struggling now, I think blogging these experiences and blogging this journey that I'm on definitely helps others, because I think you're seeing firsthand the struggles that I'm facing, trying to get the ball rolling. And I'm going to, with the community, certainly the paid subscribers community, I'm going to try and get more transparency going in terms of like how much money's coming in, where the money's going, all that kind of thing, because I've set my business plan up now. But I probably will keep that as the private community thing, as like a little extra, like the actual stuff. So yes, that is definitely the way forward, because there was something else I was talking to. Oh, a friend of mine talked to a message today, and I didn't realize her son's autistic, and was saying that she didn't feel like she had anybody to talk to in terms of like support networks. So yeah, tendency support worker. Still, I think rounded is good, because especially when you're younger, because you're in your 20s, like Katie. So I think when you're younger, being rounded is good because you've got more of an idea of where you want to go with, and you almost like guide you. So I'm going to hide the car for a minute. Yeah, hide the car for a minute. Let's hide the cars. I am going to do a bit actually on neurodiversity and things like electric cars and stuff, because I'm going to do it at some point, but it's on my massive list of things. So yeah, I think definitely going for something more rounded is better, because you get a feel for what you're going to be good at. It's like a bit like the same with anything, I guess. But as an example, with my TikToks that I was doing when I was just blogging the hell that I'd been through, it became clear as I went on what does well and what doesn't. I know in myself that where I've been struggling the last few months with my content is, in terms of supporting and helping you guys, is getting the right content out there because of the conflicts that I've got with my own personal life. So for example, the fact that I'm more of a work specialist than a networking specialist, and I was going to focus on the 18 plus community, but then I've got a sea of teenagers now following me, which is brilliant, because like with Twitch and everything, like it's amazing that I've got there's so many following me, especially the LGBT community as well. That I was saying again, somebody else earlier, that really surprised me. Traffic cone success, yes, absolutely. I can't believe that last night. Traffic cone, honestly, I'll come on to that one. Just unbelievable, shock of the century. So yeah, definitely. And then you have to kind of ride the wave of what's working. So like now with this community thing, I'm like open and transparent about it. I'm financially struggling a lot at the moment, but that's because I've lost my agency work. But I know if I go back into the agency work, I won't be doing this. I won't be focusing on getting this up and running, because the moment this gets up and running, like 3 to 6 months time, it's really going to take off, which is kind of why I want to get this all in place now, so that when you guys, as the people who are the co-founders, so to speak, of the communities, you will get first dibs on the opportunities that are available to help build the next stage of the community, which is going to be ultimately, at the moment, it's just getting my content to a stage where I can generate the ad revenue and subscriptions, and I don't have to worry about the income coming in. Because when I make videos, when I do these streams, when I make YouTube videos, I'm hoping that my income doesn't cost any followers any money. It doesn't cost any neurodivergent people any money. It's all my personal income that I will take as my like food bill is going to be from advertising, affiliate, because that doesn't cost you guys anything. You shouldn't have to subscribe to a group. That's going to be different. That's going to then carry on. That group is going to lift to the next community, which is going to be the bigger one, which is the non-profit, the social enterprise. And the plans for that are insane, because I've got the perfect website for it. I started the website last year and it fell through because of everything that kicked off in the summer. But I bought an absolute bargain of a website. And John, I think I've told John about it. So without boring you guys with the details on that, the website was a GA31, which basically means that it's credible. It's an old website. It's a bit like buying a used car, or a bit like buying a personalized number plate or something. Sometimes they go up in value, sometimes they go down. And it was an amazing website. And it's just been run. I've run it to the ground, and I need somebody. I need a web developer who's got time on their hands to come in and turn that website around. Financial things for creators. Yes, definitely. That's the goal. That's the goal. I've done a business plan. Not a business plan. Sorry. I've done a price. A financial projection today and yesterday, which I'm then moving on to. Because PayPal's a bit funny. I'm then moving on to. Got my words wrong. I forgot what I was saying now. I've lost my train of thought. No man. Twitch affiliate, yeah. As soon as I get to 50 followers. I mean, I've got 3 to 5 on this live stream now. So as long as I pick my timings right, then there's no reason that can't happen. And that's a big one. Because I think is, to be honest, a lot of these, they're like, it's little things like, let's say, for example, I can get 10 paid subscribers on Twitch. That's about £25 to £50 a month. Yes, it does. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I could do that. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my phone on the internet. I'm streaming on my Wi-Fi on my computer, and then it would be one other person watching in probably. I'm going to do, it's little things. The little things add up. I'm going to show you actually what my projection looks like. So I use this software called, it's got a brilliant name. I can never pronounce it. Sturpy, right? And it's an absolute bargain, this one. Now, I don't have access to I buy all my software. So how I get my software is I buy my software at the early stages. So I bought it all like last year when it was like, it's like Kickstarter, AppSumo is Kickstarter for businesses, entrepreneurs, software. But this one is brilliant. And this one's £20 for the year. $20 for the year. Sorry. No, it's $12 for the year if you want the basic, but it's worth it for the $20. But it gives you put some details in. It does sound like an STD, mate. Yeah, it does. How do I change my screen now? Get rid of that one. Share screen. Current tab. Here we go. So this one. Oh, why am I not logged? I'm not logged in. Am I? Is my password now? There we go. I'm in. Right. So I just put a load of numbers in on this one. So this software is a work in progress. Like when you buy these, it's like, I don't know if you guys have ever bought on Kickstarter or Indiegogo where you buy it really, really early on. A bit like this community that I'm doing now where I've discounted it and then you'll get more access later on. I only bought one code for this and I'm devastated because it's amazing. It's turned out really good. Some of them are crap, but this one's turned out really good. But you can put all your numbers in and you just type everything in. You just type in like what you expect to earn and stuff. But if I go into revenues, you'll be able to see from this that my income stream shoots up later on, and you'll be able to see what it is. When it loads. Come on. Why have I got an error message? Don't do this to me. Right. Okay. So I did this earlier, and all this is me, and I'm a freelancer, so I'm a writer. So I get a couple of clients in just to do some writing for them, some blogs and stuff. So I've just realized that. Let me take that away because that's at the bottom of the stream and I'm at the bottom of the stream. Does it work if I move me? You can't move me, right? Maybe I have to move to that side, right? So actually, which you can be better. Maybe if I move to this is really boring. I'm not going to keep you on this because this is boring numbers. But so this is income. So that's $2,000 a month there. It's going to take me to get to $2,000 a month, which is kind of like close to the national average. Or if you've watched my recent video, middle class, you're looking at about, I'm not looking at my own screen. Look at that screen on there. What, October? Here we go. So, but I broke all this down into these little bits here. So you can see here, so like community subscriptions, TikTok Creator Fund. The Creator Fund doesn't pay a lot. I'm currently on £5, I think. I think it's going to work out about £10 a month. So you can see here, subscriptions revenue, £200. But you put in your projections of like how like growth and average rates of like, so churn rate is one. So churn rate is what you expect turnover. So like if say I've got 10 people subscribed and one person cancels, that's a 10% churn rate. It's like how many you lose basically. But if you're gaining each time, you compound it on top of that. So it does go up and up. Now, what you'll see here is, we're talking about adverts, Katie, YouTube monetization fund revenue. So this is YouTube adverts. If I can get to 1,000 followers, that graph goes ridiculous. So that's your revenue. There you go. So this is how, and this correlates really well with other YouTube creators and what they've seen. I'm not going to make any money on YouTube for a long time. You know, it's going to be 3 or 4. These bits here are just sort of little donations and subscribers or whatever. But when you get to kind of 6 months' time, it goes, and then the adverts alone is apparently this is all speculative. So this is just like projections of based on the research that I've done, what other creators have done. Like you've got to do your research before you start putting these numbers in because you've got to really know what you're targeting and who you're targeting and stuff. But the opportunities are there. Like, and as neurodivergent people who want to be self-employed, this is the kind of thing that we don't have access to. Who tells us about these little bits of software and stuff that, you know, this is the kind of thing I want to help the nonprofit. So say, for example, if we're a nonprofit and I'm smashing it with like, I don't know, we're generating revenue from corporate clients, or whether it's like, you know, I might do a, you know, consultancy with a company and they pay a couple of grand or something. That $2,000 could pay for 100 subscriptions of this. So I could pay for like, you know, this could give me access to help 100 people with their business projections, neurodivergent creators. And that's why I want to make it a non-profit, because when you take my income out of it, and I'm not a sick, I joke, I've got a competition on with Laura to hit 6 figures, but I mean, that's 6 figures revenue, not profit. So beyond that, it's, I don't want lots of money. I'm not a materialistic person. I want to help people. But yeah, this kind of thing's awesome. Really good. I went off on one there, but I do that a lot. So just give me something to talk about. I'm just going down now. Twitch won't pay out till $100 once a month. Oh, brilliant. Okay. Lovely. 6 months on the creator I work with YouTube, do shorts and larger vids. Yeah, I need to get some shorts on, actually. I need to get some shorts on. I've got some trousers on. Hey, I need to do some YouTube, what do you call them? Shorts. The thing with the shorts is that I know for a fact, what is on my arm? It looks like baby poo. It's curry. I had chicken curry for tea. Not katsu, sweet and sour. Yes, do shorts and larger vids. Yes, shorts, YouTube. TikTok. Can't really use TikToks on YouTube Shorts for monetization. Well, I think you can, but they don't like it. YouTube doesn't push it out, and I don't think you get monetized for it. So you can take the watermarks off. What I'm tempted to do is start doing my TikToks on YouTube Shorts or Instagram Reels, one of them, and then moving it over. I think YouTube's probably better for me because I need to get the monetization fund quicker and do it that way. And then you repost on TikTok last. So you repost on TikTok last because of the watermark, but also because it's just TikTok is shit posting, really. TikTok's the afterthought. I did it the wrong way around. If I was gonna educate neurodivergent people now on what's the best thing to do, I would say obviously go for what you feel comfortable with first, but with content, at least video content, do the streaming first, the live streaming in the YouTube, Twitch and YouTube, because I can now come off this in an hour's time and edit it down. And I've got a week's worth of TikToks. It could just be me saying stupid shit like, what's that curry on my arm? That's a TikTok there. Because I can just cut the screen out the side. So, yes, you're right. Absolutely right, John. But a lot of these things. So there's been a lot of weird crossovers with my original business model and this new creator thing going on because I never expected it. One of the things that I personally am gifted at is networking. That's my thing. Networking is my thing. So I can, in the right frame of mind, and if I've got time on my hands, which I don't have at the moment, but when I've got time on my hands, I could find the right person like that. In terms of, like, I've got, like, you know, I'm networked with, like, on LinkedIn, I'm networked with Judy Singer, Ned Hallowell. I've got Neurodivergent Rebel on LinkedIn, Beth Radulski. There's loads of, got the CEO of Deloitte. I've joked about it before, but my ex-girlfriend is one of the directors at Fender Guitars. So I've got, you know, I network. That's what I do. That's what I'm good at. I've always been that way. It was the same when I was a retail manager. I've always spotted the avenues to get people in the right places. And I would love to do that in this context and get the people that deserve that support and help us to get the right way. And like I say, with this, I don't know how it's going to work exactly, but with this whole references, don't we start with references? Yeah, networking takes up a lot of time and effort if you're not naturally good at it, and it can be stressful. I know that I've not been in the right headspace the last 6 months, so I know that I haven't been able to do it as effectively as I can now. I'll give you another example. So, because I really want to do I think I'm going to do this on the Neurodiversity channel and do these maybe once a week. I'll in fact, I could do that as the content ideas. I should write these down. There's my little note thing. I've got some other software. I've got so many things I want to talk. Don't lose the thought. Don't lose the thought. Don't lose the thought. Don't lose the thought. Write it down. Yes, I'm trying to write it down. What was it? What was the thought? What was the thought? Content, deep thinking. Deep thinking. I was about thinking deep. That was the content. Yes. Deep thoughts, how to do things, really oversimplify it to make it easier to do it. I got accused of oversimplifying something the other day, and I was like, no, I'm not oversimplifying it. I was like, that's the fact. That is the answer. Because sometimes it is so easy to overcomplicate something. I talk about first principles thinking a lot and critical thinking and stuff. I'll admit I don't know massive amounts about it. I'm still learning. But the idea that you strip something down and rebuild it is just, it's like, why is nobody doing that? Why just it's a little not ableist, but like there are times when I go, why are we not doing this? Like, well, I get why, but you're like, come on. I'm still sharing this. Right. Okay. Big thinking content. Get him typing. There we go. Note taking. Yes. Networking. Yes. Example. So there's a creator on TikTok that had an issue in a Starbucks in Canada, and they were basically, the staff were horrible to the person behind the counter who had, I don't know if they were autistic or not, but they were I can't, oh god, what's the, I forgot. Is it got a spam reply, John? Is it a spam reply as in like Dr. Azoj's magical love medicine, or is it spam as in trolls? Lost my train of thought. See, this is ADHD to a T, in it. I've been meds have worn off. God, yes. What is that? Right. Okay. Let's get rid of that. John, how do I sort this? Manage multiple comments. How do I block it? Oh no, block. Sorry. I have a crisis on my hands. Somebody remind me what I was talking about. Starbucks. Yeah, Starbucks. Sorry. Thanks, Ivan. Basically, this kid was being discriminated against at work, and she was trying to get to customer services. Couldn't get hold of customer services. Yeah. Thanks, John. I've seen it. I need to delete it. And customer services could get hold of them. So me being me went, here we go. Because I was like, this isn't acceptable. So I just thought, I'm going to try something. I went on LinkedIn and I went to find, all I searched was Starbucks Diversity and Inclusion Ontario. And it came up straight away with the head of Starbucks Diversity and Inclusion globally. And then I went, oh, no, not globally, sorry, it was Canada. And I went, okay, I'm going to message him. And I just clicked on it. And he said, apparently I didn't realize, like, if you don't pay for premium, you get one free message you can send. I don't know if it's a month or whatever, but you get one free message. So I just used my message and I sent a message saying, hi, I'm a disability advocate myself, but I feel you need to see this video, this TikTok, because it's going viral and it's really kicking off. And I sent it him and I said, don't take this any other way. It's just, I'm just telling you that as a DNI, you'd be disgusted if you found out that was going on in Starbucks, in your company. So he was like, yeah, that's brilliant, thank you. And then like minutes later, there's a TikTok of her going, I've just had a phone call from her. And you're like, yeah, okay, that's kind of thing. It's just like, it's not like nothing on her. It was just like, you wouldn't know to do that. You know, not everybody would in that moment would think, I'm going to try and get in touch with the head of Starbucks. And I don't know the guy or person, but in this case, it was a guy, the head of DNI. And just to me, that's how my brain works. It's not being afraid to go to the top, but doing it in a way that's not angry. It's just letting you know, and people appreciate it, and people remember that kind of thing, and that again, if you're coming back around to employment and stuff, that comes back round to people sticking people's heads. Yeah. I mean, especially nowadays, it's much easier than it used to be. Like, that would have been hard. Gatekeeping would have been ridiculous like 10 years ago. But now we've got LinkedIn and we've got things like that. It's incredible what you can do on what you can access. It's not being afraid to just think, well, you do learn this from LinkedIn that people know people. But this 6 degrees of separation thing, there's always a way of somebody knowing somebody. I am having to urgently try and delete this message. I'm trying to remember. Block accounts. I'm blocking the right account. Oh, no, don't block that one. Is it gone, John? I'm asking because I can't see me spammy comments. I think it's gone. I think I blocked the account. Cool. Right. Since we've been on stream, that video's had another 4,500 views, which is surprising. So, Ivan, just to give you some context, because I know you're not on TikTok, or not on my TikTok anyway. I don't think you are. I posted a video up about what is middle class, and all I did was post a statistic that I'd read, and I basically went, so, don't know if you know, there is a factual answer for what is middle class, and according to the Department of Blardy waste of money, waste of time, it was if you earn between 75% and 200% of the national average income median, the middle one, then you are middle class. So it became an income thing, and everybody's kicking off about it, going class systems and all that. And I started to think that people think that that's how I think. I mean, I am middle class, but let's not talk about that. I'm going to answer Kate's question now. Yes, £1,000 as an experiment. If you're referring to the Kate, I haven't forgot about yours. I'm going to pin John's while I remember. Yes, so in the UK at least, you have the trading allowance, which I think is what John's talking about, which is that you get £1,000 revenue a year that you can take without having to declare it as a business. So what that means is that if you've got a side hustle, whether it's streaming, Etsy, eBay, anything, it doesn't have to be a creative thing. It doesn't have to be web. It can be like you could be selling lemonade from the front of a garden. Not that we do that over here, but carol singing, whatever you want to do. You can earn £1,000 without declaring yourself as self-employed or declaring it to the tax man. But that's revenue, not profit. So you can't offset that with, like, you can't buy a new computer and then say you've earned zero like you can with your taxes. This is actually just £1,000 you get before you have to declare it. And that works out about £82 a month, something like that. 82, I can't remember the exact number. It's 80 something. So that's just reminding me as well of another thing, which I'm going to write down here, because this was part of the business plan that I had and then never worked out. So that was it. What I was going to do with my social enterprise was that when my income came in, I was going to pay volunteers £80 a month who weren't self-employed as part of the. So rather at the moment, the mentorship program I'm going to do is going to be a paid one because the money needs to come in before I can, until the revenue comes in. But then eventually that privilege is going to shift, where in a year's time, maybe those people who've paid, maybe I'll take them on as clients, like yourselves, like the founders. I'm going to be helping you guys first. Then they're going to be part of all that bracket. And then it might be then that we can split off and, everybody, it might be that some of you guys become kind of I wanted like a mentor peer-to-peer thing where we have voluntary mentors, which might even be the clients we're working with. It might be that, say, if one of you turns out to be like I know that the other Katie, we've got tea and coffee, haven't we? So, no, joking. The other Katie, Milk Tea, wants to be a florist. So it might be that if she wants to go off and do her own floristry, that's the word. It is floristry. I forgot the word. Being a florist, but do it self-employed, then if Katie was an early adopter, or then we would be helping her out first and then using those. But then Katie might decide that she wants to go off and do that as a side thing and volunteer that way. And then Katie would mentor the next person and we'd all mentor each other. And then also, or people take, because this my idea it's not overly unique. It's just basically a bunch of self-employed people helping each other out. It's just more kind of, I just work with what I know, which is marketing. And I've got a website and doing it as a publishing thing because we're creative people. But it might be that somebody wants to go out and do it as a sports thing, sports coaching, and do it that way and work on the same premise. So it's not necessarily all tied in. It's tied in, but it's not exclusive to what I'm doing. because like I said before, once I'm earning an income from doing these kind of things and getting this advocacy out there for work and employment and monetization of yourself online, but nobody's doing it from a neurodivergent side, which is really annoying, then the sky's the limit. You do what you want. Like, do what you want. Undiagnosed ADHD after opening a D&D space selling collector's cards. I'm like, yes, I like it. I need to get into all that. I need to get into D&D. I've heard a lot about it. I'm not massively into fantasy, but my ex was. She was really into, she's like Pokemon and all that stuff as well, the anime and all that. But I've heard it's good. But yes, this is worth looking into, this training allowance. And that goes for everybody. So the training allowance, absolutely look into it. And then the other bit was this I wanted to highlight. So Classic K96, is it worth me doing LinkedIn and building a portfolio for myself? I've been limiting my progress because I rely on benefits as it scares me. Yes, so absolutely do a profile, first of all. Do a LinkedIn profile. You'd be surprised how welcoming it is in respect of it's all about, and I can help you with that as well. You know, as part of what we're doing, I can help you with this. I might do a video on it. More content ideas. There we go. Right. So positive spin on everything. I tell you what, let me get my profile up because it does link through my homepage. So I'll get my LinkedIn profile up and show you what I've done to give you an idea of this, because I was on benefits as well. So I had my story is slightly complicated. I got made redundant from when I used to work at Dixon's Car Phone, and I then had to Dixon's Car Phone, and then 6 months unemployed on the dole, and you have to kind of explain gaps in your employment, all that kind of stuff. But it's all about being clever with how you portray yourself, but not in the important thing is to never lie about it. It's just being honest, but think of a way of explaining it that either the people get it, or it's relevant, or it kind of depends what you want to do. So now with my LinkedIn profile, I did have some help with it because my friend who I talked about earlier, who's the HR director at Fender, she helped. Oh God, blurred the whole website. Hang on, press the button by accident. She helped me with building my LinkedIn. So I'm just going to blur my screen a minute. A couple of sensitive bits on here. Can I blur that bit? Oh, come on. This is what happens when you give. I'm sure people hit a certain age and just can't use technology. I'm sure it's I don't know. I think Ivan's a similar age to me, maybe a couple of years older. Probably the same. John's a couple of years older than me. There must be a thing, surely. That Google Docs can get full. Yes, it is. Right. Let me center this screen. Blur selected text. Oh, I didn't know I could do that. Okay. I do that. Oh, it goes up with the screen as well. Amazing. Right. Okay. So if I go on to sharing my screen now, share screen. Right. So I'm going to share this is my LinkedIn profile. It's going to glitch out on my blurring in it. There we go. Right. So I don't know how well you can see this or not. Yeah, my washing machine's going off. It's singing to me. Is that better? That's better. It zoom in. So this bit here, look. So bear in mind that nobody actually really knows what I do for a living. Washing machine. Nobody really knows what I do for a living. So what I mean by that is that I'm a writer. I'm a freelancer, but I'm a bit of a jack of all trades. So it's kind of like trying to tell people what I do. So what am I? I'm a neurodiversity advocate and content creator. That's true. Disruptive marketing strategist. I'll come back to that one. And then I put a couple of joke ones at the end. Big thinker, means well, and dad joke expert. So as a creative, you can get away with that kind of thing. You'll find that some will be more professional. Depends what you want to do. But the disruptive marketing strategist thing basically came about because I was trying to explain to people that I had this big idea of I have these ideas that other people don't, or at least aren't brave enough to at least suggest them and turn it around on its head and go, well, why are you not just doing that? And this whole self-employed thing was one of them. Like there's loads of people trying to force people into jobs, which is fine. If you don't want to be if you don't want, well, not even be self-employed, if you don't want to work for yourself, and if you don't want to be, it's great. Say for example, if I've struggled, like you're saying, Katie, struggled to get into work because if the workplace isn't made for you, then why are we still trying to get people like me and you into those places when we're not made for it? There's a tipping point where we should be. Yes, there's still a place for developing the workspace that exists and there will be people that will benefit from that. And I'm all part of that movement. I'm all for it, and you need it. You're not going to have like 10 self-employed builders on on a building site. You're going to have them all working together under one construction company, so which may be subcontracted themselves. So there's going to be a place for it, but then for the rest of us that just can't get into it, this is kind of where I want to support and say, right, okay, well, it might just be gaps and holes in what you know and don't know. Like for me, like a huge thing for me at the moment is this thing about a support worker and cash flow. Like if I'd have known all that, like if I'd have known I needed the cash flow for a support worker, it would have been a very different story. Or things like the trading allowance or anything like that. It's just an advisory service as well. So there's loads of different ways you can go about it. But that's where the disruptive thing came in. So just I'll be honest, I made it up, but it sounds interesting. I also agree, yeah, working for yourself. Yeah. This is more kind of, you can do both though. You can kind of, if you're streaming anyway, especially as a content creator, and there's a couple of you on here. If you're you're doing it anyway, why not monetize it? It's the same with the Twitch affiliate. Like that's the perfect example. If you're going to play games anyway and play games for 8 to 16 hours a week, as in like you enjoy it, it's a hobby, you love it, you love doing it, then why not? Why not get, £80 a month? Like John was saying about the $100, that's £80 a month. That's your training allowance. If you get $100 worth of subscriptions, then a month, then that's your training allowance. So that's fine. You can do that, and you're playing games as well, and you're getting money to buy more games. So it's like, it's something you can do alongside a job, if that makes sense. So you can absolutely do that. What are we on now? Let's have a look. Where's the nearly 50 getting harder to keep up with IT? Yeah, especially if you're in IT, I imagine as well. Hype. I don't know what that means, John, but thank you. Is that something on Twitch that you're doing? It's not. Let me look. What else was there? I was talking about all those other things. Right, there's LinkedIn, yes. So LinkedIn profile, it's always worth it anyway. So I've done a couple of posts here. So you can obviously blog like you would on another platform. Now, this probably looks a little bit intimidating for... Oh, me blurring app on again. Right. What's it doing? Stop it. There we go. Right. Like that is... I'm not going to read all that to you now. It's like CV waffle. But like I say, my friend who is an HR director helped me with this. So if anybody does have me on LinkedIn, mine is a good example of a profile because it was help. I had help with it. And then I've got it's like content creator and advocate, neurodiversity advocate, disruptive marketing strategist. It's all kind of just stuff I've been doing. That's my website, by the way, the one that I've got set up that's the one that I really want to push. Neurodiversity Matters. And then obviously my time at Dixon's and Mankind. So the other good thing with this, like I say, is the people you connect with. There we go. Oh, connections. Where's it going? Come back. All right, night, John. Thank you for staying, John. Appreciate it. So some of these people I know in real life, but some of them I ain't got a clue who they are. Consultant leader, but you never know who you're gonna, come across and network with. There's Gemma Lee, real Gemma Lee. Like this guy's really high up at Deloitte. Anthony Friel. I got in a chat with him about something to do with neurodiversity, but he's really high up at Deloitte. Like I say, there's all sorts of people. You get all sorts of people on there. So this, you just network with people, just talk to people. Like it's a good chance to just kind of communicate with people that you would never ever think you're going to speak to ever. Like I say, I've got Judy Singer on here somewhere. It was like the one who coined neurodiversity. So like, and I've never spoke to her, but it's getting people on your radar. And if you're in a position of advocacy or you're working in a particular setting, support work or anything like that, if you can get the people in the right places and network with them and just not even talk to them, just engaging on posts and things like you have been doing in this community, there's no reason why you can't take that kind of experience. And you never know where the next big thing's going to come from, really, is probably what I take away from that. So yeah, it's worth doing. It's absolutely worth doing. I'm going to share this one as well. I have to ask my reference for the youth work I've done if it's okay to share the organisation name. They told me it's a safeguarding risk. Reference for the youth work I've done. It depends, I think, if it's a character reference or it's a professional reference. I think if it's a character reference, then you're fine not sharing the organisation because it's just about you. But if it's a professional reference based on your time with the youth work, then it would need to go through the organisation, I think. I don't see why there would be a safeguarding risk because there's GDPR anyway with references. I don't understand why that would be a safeguarding risk to know that it doesn't. Don't quote me on that, but I don't see why. I mean, what would be a safeguarding risk is the kids that you've worked with. That would be a safeguarding risk. But what isn't a safeguarding risk is saying that you worked with this particular charity or something. You volunteered for a charity, say, for example. Like, why is that? That's not safeguarding risk. You've told them that you volunteered for them. I don't know why they're saying that. Maybe they just try not to give a reference. I don't know. Some of these things, what you can do, I'm going to drop it in the message. I'm going to drop it in the messages, actually. I think I don't see if I find the right URL. Some of these things, it's worth getting in touch with Citizens Advice Bureau, because they don't always have the right answers, but you can. It's better to get that confirmation from a body that kind of understand. I mean, they'll understand it because they're an organisation. So yeah. Another thing, Katie, if you do set up a LinkedIn profile, my cousin, second cousin, because I don't have any first cousins. My second cousin is the CEO of Children for Wales. That's a charity. So it depends on what you're wanting to go into. But you could, like I say, networking with people like him and stuff. Like I'm building up my own network of people to help when other people need my help. Networking around the place. Oh God, it's 9 o'clock already. Blimey, I'm gonna have to go in a minute. I hurt past my stay. Yeah, honestly, Kate, anything you want, like drop it in the messages and Discord and stuff, because we'll have a chat. But I'll be in and out of the things. I'll go to bed soon, so I'll be in and out of the things of the evening. But yeah, so with this then, I would say check with Citizens Advice, see what they say. But otherwise, I'm going to have to skedaddle. But I really appreciate everybody's been on it. I know some people have dropped off now. There's two. It might just be, I don't know if it's Ivan and Katie or Katie and Katie, maybe. Whoever is on, thank you so much. And Katie as well. And like I say, yeah, Katie, feel free to drop me on the Discord, some messages on the Discord and stuff. I will try, or actually, some of these messages, if you post them on the group, they might have a better idea. And Ivan, hello. I'm going to try and get more people in that Facebook group, Ivan, as well, if you're in it, because they're all on this Discord server. So, yes. So, yeah, thank you for everybody who's here and has attended. I'm going to go and get some sleep. But yeah, bye-bye.